it's spiritually free. The plants are growing wild and free. They've not been told to grow anywhere. They've not been bred. They've not been manipulated by man. They are free-spirited beings. And so, by eating the plant, you are what you eat. So you eat the spirit of plants. So the spirit of wild food is freedom. And so I'll just go through. I'll do poisonous plants as well, because it's actually probably better to go about learning the poisonous plants first, because there's only a handful of them, and then the rest of the plants that aren't edible are probably it's just they're not palatable. They're either too fibrous or too bitter. So it escapes into the wild from gardens. This is lemon balm, which is a really soothing plant. Makes delicious tea. It's a nervine, so it helps relax you. It's good with digestion, and there's also records of it increasing longevity. So that's lemon balm. It's got a really, really nice smell. So if anyone wants to like rub the leaves, that'll be the identification factor, because it's so obvious.
Is it edible?
It's edible, yeah. You can put it in salads, and bees love it as well. Its Latin name is Melissa officinalis, and mel is honey in like Latin, so it's like honey plant. A white flower on the top. I think this one's a red one. The leaves are edible, but they are bitter. This is red valerian, or Russian valerian.
Poison.
No, it's edible. No. I'll make clear. I'll be like poisonous.
Is it what they use to make Valium?
No, that's medicinal valerian, which is a different species. But it is called valerian too, Russian valerian. The other one would just be like normal valerian. No. It does have medicinal values, but I actually can't remember. But it is edible.
Well, we can Google for further things. The important thing is that you show us everything.
Yeah, you're going to find loads more stuff that I can't remember.
Could you spell that?
I think it's Pellitory. Pellitory.
Okay.
And we have they've got lovely little flowers which are related to snapdragons, and the leaves of this plant are edible. This is ivy leaf toadflax, because if you look at the leaves, they look like mini ivy leaves.
Okay.
It is cute.
Is this edible also, right?
It is edible. It's another one that's got a slight bit of twang, but a lot of wild foods have a bit of twang.
Have you got cheeks?
Oh, what, sorry? It's edible in its young leaves, but it's very bitter.
Not rose bay willow.
No, rose bay willowhood's a bit different.
Digitalis, isn't it?
No, digitalis comes out of digitalis, foxglove. Yeah.
Well, is that the same thing?
No, you can eat rose bay willowherb, or fireweed as it's called.
That's rose bay willowherb down there.
No. It's got beautiful purple flowers, but the flowers are SOW thistle, and it's really closely related to dandelions. It's got like this one here, and we'll find some. I'll point it out again if there's a nicer specimen that we can actually like sample. Yeah, so has everyone seen this? It's sow thistle. It's really nice. When you find really healthy leaves of it, it makes really delicious salad. This is hairy bitter cress, and it tastes exactly like cress. If we find better samples, we can have tastes of things. But
Was it that thing, Pellitory of the Wall?
Pellitory of the Wall.
Pellitory of the Wall. I realise that you're going to say so much. I'm going to write it down.
Yes, there is. Yeah, we're going to go through loads.
What's that one called?
This is hairy bitter cress. It's really high in iron and vitamin C. Should know, because it's just it's so prolific, and it's such a obvious flower. So dandelion is its top medicinal uses is for liver and bile and bladder troubles. Dandelions, it's a diuretic. Yeah, it used to be called piss a bed. Because people have it too late at night and might wet themselves. It's really, really high in potassium, and you can eat the flower, the leaf, and the root. You can eat the whole plant. The flowers are obviously full of pollen, so they're good to eat. The roots are nice steamed with, in like soups and stuff. But the leaves are best in spring, because the darker they get, they just get more and more bitter, and they become virtually like unpalatable. So primrose. It's not an.
Yummy flower.
It's only pick primrose flowers if there's an abundance of them, because they are so beautiful and they are getting rarer because their habitat's being destroyed. But primroses, again, you can eat the leaves and the flowers. They've got really mild sedating effect, but nothing that nothing too intense. Just not down here.
Are they just the the different varieties of primrose that you might put in your garden? Are they just as edible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, primrose is a primrose. It's just they've just taken ones from all over Europe and whatnot and just crossbred them all together.
She loves me, she loves me not.
Oh right, yeah.
It's edible also.
Yeah, the flower's edible. The leaves are edible, and also medicinally they're used as a vulnerary, which is
I thought that was when you grew dandelion seeds. You said that.
What, sorry?
a vulnerary
You make wishes on the
for
dandelions.
healing wounds.
Do you?
There's like
I got it all in a
they're a
model.
wound healer.
What do you rub?
It juices the leaves.
Juice the leaves and then put it on a
on scratches and wounds and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So seeded in the cracks, so you can find anything.
So is this growing here wild, or do you
Yeah,
think
that would have self-seeded. It would have blown from a seed maybe in the Chalicewell Gardens, and it's just blown round and self-seeded. So you can even find rosemary in the wild, although it's it's native to the Mediterranean.
It's wonderful to document this, just what there is in these few yards and these few feet.
Yeah. That's what
doesn't write this
I
up.
thought. Back in the medieval days, they had a concept called the doctrine of signatures, which was that plants, the physical form of plants, was
like a cliche?
What's that?
Like a cliche. It's telling you what it.
The shit that
resonant with the internal organs.
exactly, and so this one.
Graphic health. What a stupid idea.
This is called nipplewort, and on some of them it's a bit more pronounced, but there's like a nipple at the end of the leaf, and they used to make an ointment for nursing mothers who are getting sore breasts out of that plant. And it is also edible. It's just a leaf. It's wild lamb's lettuce, which is really delicious. That's in my top 5 of tasty wild herbs. There was lots of that in Devon. Me, Joseph, and Sally. We used to pick loads of that.
Pick it. We used to come down.
Yeah. It's so delicious. It's really, really high in calcium and iron and vitamin C, and it's been used to make into a really good ointment for skin. Internally, it's good for skin problems like eczema and psoriasis. Yeah.
Chickweed is amazing for eczema.
Chickweed.
You guys.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to try a little bit of that, it's really, really yummy.
Is it good for skin and taken internally?
Yeah, and for making ointments out of.
Yeah.
What about the tire dust and
Then you just don't give that too much weight. You season your food with what your mind thinks of it.
You create your own reality.
Thistle. That's like a pricklier version. You can tell the sow thistles because they'll have this milky. You can see just where the stem snaps, the milky stuff comes out, like dandelions. The sow thistles.
Is that the same as milk thistle?
Milk thistle. You call them milk thistles in your garden, but I always say no, they're not milk thistles. They're sow thistles. And milk thistles are completely different. They've got milky veins growing through the leaves, and they grow. They're massive. This is tuberous comfrey, which is a perennial one. The leaves are edible, but scientific researchers they've isolated an alkaloid in comfrey, which they say is carcinogenic, but it's only carcinogenic in its isolated form. So there's a big debate in the herbal community whether comfrey should be abandoned or, because of this new evidence that's come to light, or whether it's safe when it's used as a whole herb. Speeds up the healing so much on the top that underneath the cut hasn't healed yet, and then you'll get an abscess because it's that efficient at helping.
I've healed a broken toe just with comfrey oil.
Yeah.
And had it rubbed in.
Yeah.
And it healed practically overnight.
Yeah, comfrey is definitely one of those medicinal herbs that have got like miraculous results.
Can you make poultice with them?
Yeah, definitely poultices is the way to go. If you've got a sprained ankle or something, it's just
I've got a toe problem I've had for 30 years.
Bruise the leaves. What's that?
I've got a toe problem I've had for 30 years.
Go for it, just wrap one around your toe and stick it in your sock. There's no. This is in the same family, but this is this one here is called evergreen alkanet, and it's related to borage. And I haven't read anything anywhere of its edibility or medicinal uses. I just know that they used it for a green dye, so I can tell you what it is, but I haven't got any.
I've been eating it for years.
Have you?
I've been eating flowers for years.
Yeah, well, these guys have been eating